Hello friends, once again let me welcome you all to the 6th lecture on quantitative techniques and in particular data governance, data and its governance. Friends, when we say data, it is information, and as discussed earlier, data becomes or data is an important part of the entire analysis process. So, therefore, data and its management, its governance seems to be very important part of the process, management process. So, therefore, data governance, how do we interpret this data and its governance? Data governance is a term used on both macro and micro level. The former is a political concept and forms part of international relations and internet governance. In the sense, any data if it is in the macro form, I mean huge data, usually it refers to the data related to international level or internet data management concepts. So, therefore, data related to macro level, I mean this data management concept and forms are part of corporate data governance. So, therefore, when we say data related to international relationships and related to at international level is one part of data, and its management requires a separate approach, and data related to corporate world and its governance is also data, and it will ask for different kind of approach for its management. And in both the cases, information, what I mean is the data plays an important role and its management is very essential. Why? Because data is an important source. All the processes and developments of any organizations or any government depends on this main source. So, therefore, when every processes or either administrative process or any process depends on this validity of the and quality and quantity of this data, and therefore, its maintenance or its management looks to be very important, in the sense that there must be a custodian for this data, there must be a unit, and the persons who are associated that unit are supposed to be responsible for security of data, management of data. So, therefore, there must be a process, rules and regulations and a statute for managing data, basically for its safety and its usage in the further processes. So, therefore, data governance seems to be an important part of the data processing and its interpretation. Friends, it is the process of managing the availability of data, and as I told you earlier, it is important in the sense that this team has to make the data available, and therefore, there is a responsibility on the team of persons who are managing this data for its availability. And it is important also because of its usability. Those who are using this data are supposed to be responsible, and they are supposed to maintain the rules and regulations created for usage of that data. And similarly, the data management seems to be very important because of its integrity and also for security. In any enterprises systems based on internal data standards and policies that also control data usage. And therefore, friends, you take any data, for example, data related to examination section of any university, and therefore, who is custodian of the data as far as data related to examination section? The controller of examination is the custodian of the data. Of course, data may be accessible for all the employees who are working in the university examination section, but when it comes to the usage of data, accessibility is different, usage is different. When it comes to the question of usability of the data, a person who wants to use that data has to take permission of the custodian, has to take approval from the custodian. In this case, in case of examination section, the data related to examination section, control of examination or register evaluation seems to be the custodian of the data, and therefore, for security reasons, for availability reasons, and also for usability and integrity and security reasons, the register evaluation as an example seems to be the custodian of the data, and this data has to be managed. This data has to be secured for policy formation and also for effective usage of the data related to exams. This is one example. And exactly on the similar lines, friends, you can also look at the data. Nowadays all banks are working, they are working based on using softwares and data available in the soft format, and there also the data related to accounts or account holders is of the responsibility of a bank manager. Of course, other bank employees may be using the data available in the banks, but they are only allowed to access the data, but the entire its security, its integrity and its custodianness is with the manager of the bank. Exactly on the similar lines, any data related to any factories or any organizations or any associations, invariably there will be a group of persons who are responsible for managing data and maintaining data, and therefore, one should own the data. It is his or her responsibility to look at the safety of the data, look at its validity of the data, look at its integrity of the data. So, therefore, it is in this sense data and governance matters. Friends, now again let us look at another example. Example is this: a member of the finance team should be a data owner for the finance team's data. As I told you in the form of an example of a bank, and again as in the data example related to examination sections of various universities, this example also reflects the same information more or less. A member of the finance team should be a data owner for the finance team's data. Data owners know who in their organization should have access to their data, and providing them the tools they need to manage and audit access to data is good data governance. This example explains the governance of the data. And friends, there are some principles for data governance. What are the principles? Broadly speaking, I have listed out some 6 principles, and they are as follows. Recognize data as an asset. This is very important. Friends, data is not simply data, it is an asset. Like it's like a property. As we have set of rules and regulations for maintaining the property, exactly on the similar lines, any organization can also set up rules and regulations to maintain the data in the form of an asset, and that is why one should recognize data as an asset, and one should not simply look at data as an information. It is a property, and therefore, all the organizations, all those institutes, organizations that they are using data, they must respect this data as it is their asset. In this sense, data must be recognized as assets. The next principle comes data ownership and accountability. This is very important. Friends, one should own the data, otherwise there will not be any responsibility, and therefore, as I gave you an example of examination section of university, register of evaluation owns the data. He is the custodian of the data, and if anything goes wrong, he or she working as register evaluation will be responsible for happenings, and therefore they are responsible for accountability. Exactly on the similar lines, data related to the banks, managers or higher level officers own the data and they are accountable for any happenings in the with respect to the data, and therefore owning of data seems to be very important, because data is considered as an asset, data is respected as an asset, data is controlled and owned on the basis of some law as rules and regulations, and that is why data, there must be a group in the organization that they should own the data and they are accountable for everything. Next comes, friends, standardized rules and regulations. As I told you, friends, there must be a proper approved rules and regulations for collecting data, managing data and making it accessible to the others. Rules and regulations are also needed for managing data. Rules and regulations are also needed for making it accessible to the colleagues. For example, in banks, for making it accessible to the other employees who are working at different levels, manager has to allow them to access. He has to permit them to use the data, and therefore, to do that job there are rules and regulations. These rules and regulations are prepared and approved by highest body of any banks. That is what we mean by standardized rules and regulations. And for maintenance of data, for governance of data, as it is very important to consider it as an asset, as it is very important to have an ownership and fix some accountability to a group, there must be a standardized rules and regulations approved by the highest body of any organizations, and that is why these things becomes an important principles. Next, friends, managing data quality and consistently. This is also very important, friends, in the sense that data quality matters. If the data is good, analysis will be okay, and any conclusions based on this data will be acceptable at a later stage. Any inference that one can draw using this data will be a valid conclusion. Otherwise, the conclusion will be a wrong conclusion, and policies based on these conclusions will also become invalid. For example, if the government is planning for some social security policies, then those policies are created or framed based on the available data. For example, data related to agriculture. So, therefore, the production of various different food grains available every year, there must be a true data, and true data, what we mean by quality of the data. If the data is wrong, all the policies framed based on this data will also go wrong, and therefore, administration, it will have a bad effect on the administration of the government. And that is why in any organization, in order to have an effective organization, effective administration, efficient organization, the data that they are using for any of their processes, any of their decision processes, data quality has to be good, and there must be a consistency in the data. Consistency in the data means the quality of the data has to be maintained consistently and has to be improved very frequently. That is what we mean by managing data quality and its consistency. Then change management. Change management, what we mean by change management is simply in the process of usage of data and management of data, there could be a advancement in technologies, there could be advancement in method of data collection, there could be advancement in data storage and data retrieval, there could be advancement in data management and data usage, and therefore, frequently Updated technologies must be used in collecting data, updated softwares must be used in storing data, in mining data and using data, and also for eliciting data and analyzing data. This is what we mean by change in the process needs a management, and this is called change management for effective use of data and its governance. Hence, there must be a unit to look after change in the techniques of data management and data storage and its usage. Friends, another very important principle that one should have in all the governance, in all the organizations is data audit. What we mean by data audit? Data has to be tested every time. If there are any false and unacceptable informations, they need to be deleted. If any additional information in the process of development is required, that additional information must also be collected in the form of data and must be added to the existing data. And this continuous audit of data, frequent audit of data in the process of its collection, storage, utility and in the further processes is very essential. That is what we mean by data audit. And therefore, as the information is very important, considering it as an asset, owning it for its accountability and making or framing rules and regulations for maintenance of data quality and managing the quality of data and adopting techniques for upgradation in the process of in the entire duration and its audit seems to be the important levels. I think these levels as general principles of data governance, and on the whole data governance is very important for making effective administration. Data governance is very important for making not only effective administration, effective policy formation, effective services and efficient governance. With these words, friends, I take this opportunity to thank you very much.
ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಿದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ SB ಮಾಡಿಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.